Peace, family. Today we just going to talk about some disturbing statistics in Chicago, and as I spoke on in the past about what we're about to endure, what that the universe and the ancestors will allow to happen to us because of our ignorance and how we treat one another, and it's like hell on earth, which it is. I'm going to bring that truth to you and show it to you in real time and show you how your protection is a facade about how they really don't care about your lives. But how can you blame them if you don't care about them? How can you expect anyone else to care about them? This just it disturbs me to no end. And when you're not mentally stable or in your right state of mind, you can't see these things. But when you clear all of the clouds and the muck and mire out of you, then you start to see the error of your ways in the true reality of what you've been seeing your whole life. And it hurts me as a man, and I thank the ancestors for carrying me through some perilous times, you know what I'm saying, and allowing me to still be here and to be a part of the reconstruction of us as a people. So I have no time for the YouTube antics or to speak on somebody else. I just like to bring the facts. As some people say they do, I'm going to really bring them to you. And I'm covered, so I have nothing to worry about um, for telling the truth. I don't wish no harm on anyone. We know who this demon and beast is, and their day is coming. We don't have to extract harm on them. It's going to come regardless. And we'll be covered through it all, those of us that are righteous. If you're not living right, you're going to go down with the sinking ship. But let's get to it, family. It's some important facts y'all need to see here. I'm going to start with the statistics. Okay. We're going to start with this red light cameras. Illinois' red light cameras have collected more than $1 billion from drivers since 2008. Now, y'all just imagine that. They've collected over $1 billion. So the camera system works. That's my whole intention of showing this slide. The camera system works. Illinois' local government generated more than $1 billion in red light camera revenue from 2008 to 2018, according to new analysis by the Illinois Policy Institute. Each red light camera ticket in Illinois costs the driver up to $100, depending on the municipality. Chicago has long been a poster child for red light camera abuse. The city is home to the nation's highest count of red light cameras. A former high-ranking transportation official serving jail time for taking bribes from a red light camera company in a privacy settlement for drivers who a judge ruled did not receive proper notification of the ticket process. But the first ever comprehensive look at red light cameras revenue across Illinois shows Chicago is far from alone. Okay, we know Chicago and Illinois has a history of corruption with their political officials. I think 3 of their governors have been sent to federal prison, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about $1 billion from 2008 to 2018. I'm going to show you the murder rate from 2008 and 2018. So they catch every speeder in the city of Chicago. That was the purpose of me showing this slide. Every speeder is caught in the city of Chicago. Everyone. Okay, I'm going to show you the state's plan for the camera system. We're going to get into that. Chicago area shootings on expressways prompt Illinois State Police to spend 12.5 million on cameras. Now they've spent 12.5 million on cameras, updating their camera system. This was in 2019. Okay, here it is. I'm going to read some of it to you. Let's get into it. I don't want us to talk about Biden. An unsolved shooting death in 2019 is now helping Illinois State Police, to boost video surveillance along Chicago area expressways. The state police plan to spend 12.5 million to install high-powered cameras at 47 locations along the roadways, which have seen spikes in shooting in recent years. Expressways in Cook County, which includes Chicago, have seen 60 shootings so far this year, after 128 shootings in 2020 and 52 shootings in 2019. Fox 32 Chicago reported. So they, in 2009, as of 2019, they vowed to spend $12.5 million to install high-powered cameras at 47 locations along the roadways. The money for the cameras is being supplied through the Tamara Clinton Expressway Camera Act, named for a driver whose shooting death in 2019 along Interstate 57 in Cicero remains unsolved. Okay, we know that they said that this year, so far this year in 2021, it's been 128 shootings. No, this was in 2020. So far this year, it's been 128 shootings in 2020 and 52 in 2019. Well, we've surpassed that already. This year in Chicago, I think we're getting, these are just expressway shootings. So they spent an extra 12.5 million, and you got cameras all over the city, and none of these expressway shootings have been solved. None of them have been solved. That's disturbing. That's disturbing. That's very disturbing. Man, that's disturbing. These are, I'm going to be putting this in the description, or you can inbox me, and these are the annual reports from the Chicago Police Department. They're from 2017 up until 2020. We haven't gotten 21 yet because it's not done, but I'll be sharing that with you all as well. We're going to go through it and kind of give you a gist of what's in it. We'll get back to that one in another video. But we're going to go here. Chicago ends 2020 with 769 homicides as gun violence surges. The number of homicides and shootings in Chicago spiked dramatically in 2020, ending with more bloodshed than in all but 1 year in more than 2 decades. Statistics released by police on Friday reveal after 3 years of failed homicide totals, 2020 ended with 769 homicides, 274 more than the previous year, and the most since the 784 homicides in 2016. The latest shooting victim figures told the same story, with the year ending with 4,033 shooting victims compared to 2,500, 2,598 the year before. I'm so emotional and distraught. Let me start over, because it's just it's sad that people have to go through this kind of trauma and mental abuse, and you don't think that these kids have PTSD. You can send soldiers to war for a year or 6 months, and these kids are enduring violence and murder year after year after year, and you don't think they need mental health? You don't think they have PTSD? Chicago. The number of homicides and shootings in Chicago spiked dramatically in 2020, ending with more bloodshed than in all but 1 year in more than 2 decades. Statistics released by police on Friday revealed after 3 years of falling homicide totals, 2020 ended with 769 homicides, 274 more than the previous year, and the most since the 784 homicides in 2016. The latest shooting victim figures told the same story, with the year ending with 4,033 shooting victims compared to 2,598 the year before. This is I just I don't get it. I don't get how we as a people don't get it. It's really disheartening that we continue to go through this trauma year after year, and we continue to inflict this pain on mothers and family members year after year, when we're doing this to ourselves. And we allow them to pretend to keep us safe. We allow them to pretend to keep us safe. I'm showing these statistics for a reason. Now, this year so far, let's see where we at this year. This was, I think, in June, up to June the 8th, I think this was. June the 12th. In Chicago, 294 people have been killed this year. That is 21 more than 2020. So 2020 had set a record. The most shootings, I think, the most murders since 2016. But so far, we're 21 ahead from last year. So we're on pace to set another record. The Chicago Tribune crime team tracks homicide victims in Chicago, includes all deaths ruled a homicide by the medical examiner. So this is where we at right here. We had 294 as of June the 12th. So this is the June the 16th. Well, since the 12th, we surpassed that, because we had 2 mass shootings, we had murders. I think we had 12 killed this past weekend. But this is what we're dealing with. And this is what our police think about us, killing one another. I want you to pay close attention to this and listen closely.
The survey keeps falling. They're shooting. There's gangbangers versus gangbangers. They're shooting across at each other. Let them. do it.
Did you hear that? This is why none of the murders are getting solved. This is why none of the murders are getting solved.
The survey can fall in, they're shooting their steam bangers versus game bangers. They're shooting across at each other. Let them do it. Let it be.
Let them do it. Let it be. It's kind of sick, and it's kind of it's sickening. Let them do it. Let it be. And these are the people that are supposed to protect and serve. Let them do it. Let it be. They have a 15% clearance rate of murders.
The survey can fall in, they're shooting their steam bangers versus game bangers. They're shooting across at each other. Let them do it. Let it be.
That's how they feel about our lives. This one is also disturbing. This shows why they shoot the Black and brown community down like they're hunting animals.
So we have a group of people blocking traffic on Albany and Dean Street. They're refusing to let the orange go eastbound on Dean Street and Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over here.
He said, shoot those MFs. I'm going to go back to that one for you. I got to go back to that one for you. I got to go back to that one because I want you to hear that again. You heard them say, let them kill each other. Let it be. I want you to hear what this one says again.
So we have a group of people blocking traffic on Albany and Dean Street. They're refusing to let the orange go eastbound on Dean Street and Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over here.
In Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over here.
That's real disturbing, man. And somehow those people still have their job. Chicago solves fewer murders and shootings. The murders, they only solve 15.7%. Since 91 to 2017, they've declined from almost 70% murder clearance to down to 15.7. That's hard, family. That's your clearance rate right there with Chicago. As of 2018, it's even gotten worse. I think it's down to like 10% now. Chicago solves fewer murders and shootings. Non-fatal shootings, they only solve 5.6%. So out of those 4,033 shootings, they only solving 5.6% of that. You know what I'm saying? And out of the 768 homicides, they only solving 15% of that. Well, we'll give them 16%, rounded out, 15.7. And that's justified by this. They don't care. That's justified by this.
The survey gets falling, they're shooting the gangbangers versus gangbangers, they're shooting across at each other. Let them do it. Let it be.
By this.
And so we have a group of people blocking traffic on Albany and Dean Street. They're refusing to let the orange go eastbound on Dean Street and Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over here.
I'm speechless. It's sickening, man. And that's why we have this right here. I'm going to start with the this mass shooting.
Chicago's Black Wall Street are coming together. They are vowing not to let businesses here along 75th Street, also known as Chicago's Black Wall Street, are coming together. They are vowing not to let the violence or the pandemic stop this neighborhood from thriving. At her brown sugar bakery on 75th Street, founder Stephanie Hart offers a piece of cake for peace to a neighborhood just hours after it's once again besieged by violence.
We've been working extremely hard to try to create an environment, especially during the pandemic, that people felt good about coming.
The business is one of several in the city's Chatham neighborhood reacting to the early morning mass shooting that left a Chicago woman dead and several others wounded. Over the last 30 years, businessman Eddie Al-Khatib has owned numerous establishments in the community, including currently A&S Beverages. He's concerned the violence will make efforts to stabilize the area even harder.
The sad part is we are working with the neighbors and with the police department and the city of Chicago to help overcome these problems that the gun is the problem.
Shots rang out around 2 o'clock Saturday morning as people socialized along the public-friendly boardwalk area on 75th Street as Chicago officially reopened. Locals say it's known as a spot where people bring their stylish cars and motorcycles to show them off. This woman, who did not want to be on camera, was there.
And somebody was popping fireworks, and I heard that they didn't like that. And next thing I know, somebody just started shooting at the crowd, just at the police.
The Cook County medical examiner identified the victim as 29-year-old Kim Fear Miles. Friends gave us this picture of the mother and Chicago resident before honoring her with prayers and a balloon release. 6th Ward Alderman Roderick Sawyer calls the shooting a tragedy that will not undo the years of hard work in the area. Police are still investigating the shootings. This as neighborhood businesses are meeting, coming up with different ways to make sure that this neighborhood continues to thrive.
This is a look at where that was. I've been here. I've went to the lounge here a lot on this same block. It's a real nice little area in Chicago, and it's sad, man. It's sad that we can't come together as, you know. This is the lounge here, Francis, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I've been here at Francis a lot, man, and we get your little hot links and your rib tips and stuff right here. It's pretty good at that place too. It's hard, man. It's hard, man. It's hard. People try to rebuild their communities, and these kids get guns out of nowhere. And Mayor Lightfoot is asking for the federal government to come in. They should. The National Guard should come in, and the FBI should start the investigation in the Chicago Police Department. I feel, because of what I just heard, and you all have heard on that audio, I think that's a damn good place to start. Because if there's no effort being made to stop these criminals and these children, because a lot of these carjackers are kids, so where are they getting guns from? Where? Because I've recalled and recanted on many occasions, the kids from the neighborhood that I stayed in would find bags of guns just laying in the alley. These are facts. These are facts. So when is it gonna stop? That was the weekend mass shooting. Let's get to right here. It's been 2 more within 5 hours since then this week.
Another violent day all across Chicago as city leaders are searching for answers.
Yeah, so Mayor Lightfoot now calling for federal assistance. We've got Joni live. She's got details. Good morning.
Good morning. A serious situation, this gun violence here in Chicago. 2 mass shootings in one day. 5 shot and wounded in West Garfield Park. 8 people shot in Englewood, 4 of them dead. For a total, including other shootings, 8 killed, 19 wounded in Chicago on Tuesday, just one day. And the victims include both adults and teenagers. The deadliest was in Englewood yesterday morning. The 4 people killed are Denise Mathis, Retanya Rogers, Blake Lee, and Shermetria Williams, and 4 others were wounded. They were all in a house in the 6200 block of South Morgan and reportedly were asleep at the time. A 2-year-old also was present but not hurt. Police know that there was an argument preceding the shooting, but the evidence they have is minimal.
We have a drum magazine, which is a large capacity magazine for a gun, not a gun. Several casings inside the house, no apparent forced entry inside the house at this point.
And that shooting was in the morning. Then there was another mass shooting at 9 o'clock last night. 5 people standing outside at West Monroe and Hamlin. They were shot and wounded, 4 men, 1 woman. Police say none of them are cooperating with the police investigation. And Mayor Lightfoot says that the federal government has to help stop illegal guns.
This is where that happened at right here, family. This is the building right here. Four people lost their lives. 4 people. That's 3 women and 2 mass shootings. It was 3 women there, 4 women, all mothers, all that had children. It's sad, family. It's sad. It's sick and it's sad. Sick and it's sad. And just last year, on 4th of July 2020, four people was murdered right here. right here. 8 shot and 4 murdered right here, not even a year ago. This 4th of July would have made the 1-year anniversary of the last mass shooting right here. None of them solved to this day. None of them solved. Till this day. That's heartbreaking, family. Till this day. Now they got cameras everywhere, but none of them solved. But I'm going to end with this because I think it needs to be heard again.
The survey keeps falling, they're shooting this gangbangers versus gangbangers, they're shooting across at each other. Let them do it. Falling. Let it be. Middle.
Cermak is falling, the gang members are...
Let them do it, let them be. The people who are supposed to be solving the murders and protecting the community.
So we have a group of people blocking traffic on Albany and D Street. They're refusing to let the orange go eastbound on D Street and Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over yet. Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over yet.
Bound on D Street and Albany. So we're stuck here.
Run them over. Shoot the motherfucker. Don't put that over yet. Let him do it. Falling. Let it be. Survey keeps falling, they're shooting this gangbangers versus gangbangers, they're shooting across at each other. Let them do it. Falling. Let it be.
We're gonna leave y'all with that, family. Kind of disturbing, isn't it? We need, if we're gonna have people patrolling our neighborhoods, we need ethical and morally fit people to do their job. And we need them to come and rid our communities of the bad apples, those that are, if anyone takes someone's life, they don't deserve freedom. In my book, they don't deserve to live. So I'm not advocating for anybody that's taking somebody else's life or that's taking anybody's property. Anything that goes against a human being's right to survive and live, I'm not with that. But I'm not with paying people who say things like that either to protect our community. If we have to take control of our community as men and by any means necessary get rid of those bad apples, we need to do that. But we don't need those elements in our community making it worse. We don't need those elements bringing guns into our community, because I can guarantee you those guns aren't getting there in these kids' hands, just getting in their hands by some miraculous feat, or you got some gun trafficker that's bringing. Nah, that's not the case. Something else going on, and somebody needs to be investigating it. And I think you should welcome the National Guard or the somebody that's going to ethically investigate what's going on in our communities. If not, black man, you got to stand up and take your communities back, because that's for black women that have children that lost their life. They might not have been living right. I don't know that. I can't say that. I don't know them. But the ancestors are very unhappy with us as a people. They're unhappy with us because we're holding on to Satan. And they're allowing us to go through this because we just won't break free mentally. We're mentally in an insane asylum. We're lunatic. We have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll say 80% of us do. And the other 20 are the ones contributing to the violence for their own economic and personal gain. They're not really for the black community. And we can't blame anybody but ourselves. Yes, I point out the devils, what they do to us. I point out the trap that they've set for us, but it ain't on them no more. When you know your child got some guns he don't supposed to have or she don't supposed to have, it's your job. Because somebody else's children suffer. Somebody's parents crying. A family is distraught and in pain. For what? I don't know, and I can't put my finger on it, but we need help. And I don't know where it's going to come from, because we're calling on death daily. And how can we expect to get anything but death when we call on death daily? You have to seek life, and you can't do that calling on death. Love y'all, family. This is just a little statistics that we're going to get into. But I deal with facts and numbers. And they want you to believe that you need a more police state. Not that kind. Not that kind. And we don't need that element that's committing these crimes in our community either. We have to commit suicide. As the black community needs to commit mass suicide of our mentality and start all over anew. Because what we have now is it's not working. It's not working, family. I love y'all. Let's get that mental straight and start the innate. Start from within. So within, so out. So out, so within. So we have to heal ourselves physically, so our mental can clear. We got to clean out our intestinal tract so we can start thinking properly. Get all the toxins out of our colon, our intestinal tract, so we can just do a mass cleanse as Mother Earth is doing. That's why we losing a lot of people, family, that y'all thought were good people that weren't. It's a cleansing process. Don't get washed away in that cleansing process. Do your cleansing here. Make your right your wrongs. And start anew. Start at your house with your family. I have all kind of see what trades and professions. I'm a licensed barber. I'm an electrician. I'm a certified weld inspector. Certified weld inspector, certified welder. I'm going to get my journeyman. Getting my journeyman electrician right now. I'm almost done with my legal assistant paralegal program. Almost done with it, so I can take the bar in the states that I study. I'm nuclear certified. Nuclear certified with I used to build submarines. I used to build for Huntington Ingalls. I built high-speed rail trains. I worked on the fighter jets. I've done a lot of things, family, in a short period of time. Because at one point in time, I wasn't using my mind. I was caught up in the trap that they had set for us. But I always knew I was so much more. And when I took a good look in the mirror, I didn't like that person. So I decided to change. And working on the submarines, I would go in the holes and I would bump my hard hat and it pushed my 4C vertebrae up against my nerve. And I woke up one morning, I couldn't move my left side. That scared me. And I had surgery, and I'm fighting those demons now. But the ancestors have always covered me. And they've always provided for me. I've worked in the funeral business since I was a kid. I've done a lot of things. I've dealt with a lot of people in the public, and I made some bad choices as a child, not knowing that our brains aren't fully developed till we're 25 years old. They've never taught us that. So they create a narrative and they show you things, and you grasp onto those things and you become under that spell. I'm glad I broke that spell, and I started using my mind for something different. I started studying health. Me going to mortuary school at the age of 18, I was well in depth on the anatomy of the human body. So I knew about everything about anatomy and physiology, 1 and 2, and about the innate. I started, as I got older, I started wondering about, my grandmother died from cancer, and my father and them all had had CLPD, and that side of his family would die from stroke. They had strokes. My grandmother and my uncle and them, and my grandmother's side of the family, our great grandmother had diabetes, and I had a cousin Herbert. He had diabetes and died from it. So these things all started weighing on me, and I started studying. And I come to realize in my studying that they ain't really addressed our DNA. Because when I study, I study, I go deep. And so I have all kind of books on health, our health. on holistic healing. And that's where my focus is. That's what all this is about. Where I can go and study each organ of the human body, each one, from the lungs to the heart to the liver, from your stomach to your intestines to your arteries, what causes the blockage, how to cleanse it, how to power wash those arteries and those veins, get all that plaque out without them putting stents in you and pacemakers, foreign things into your body. And at the same time, I'm simultaneously trying to study our mental. And we're in a bad state mentally, family. And we really need a spiritual cleanse. You see what we're dealing with, and it hurts that it's our people suffering. It's us. Cancer, sickle cell, lupus, diabetes, kidney failure, AIDS, HIV, all of these syphilis, all of these demons that they put on us, but yet we're still here. But it's a time now that our ancestors are very angry because we don't have any reason to be in the situation that we're in. We need a mental cleanse, a thorough mental cleanse. It's got to happen soon. I love y'all. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all truth. These videos don't get a lot of followers. They're not ignorant. They're educational. They're truth. A lot of people don't search for truth. Next one.